Watch. Oh, party foul. Cheers.
Cheers. You're Evelyn.
I am from the internet.
I'm Kim, and this is One More Drink.
Hey, cheers again.
All right, Evelyn, so I'm a big fan of all your videos, but I want to know more about you because I'm nosy. So,
okay, hey, as long as you're honest.
The first thing I want to talk about is you're a YouTuber. How long have you been on YouTube?
Maybe 7 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
That was like when YouTube was like a wasteland.
Yes, when it was about community.
Oh, okay.
Not hashtag spawn.
That's what people say.
I'm not a hater though, because if the money come my way.
No, that's what people say like before the money.
Yeah.
So why did you want to be on YouTube?
I was already making videos for my friends, and I was posting them on Facebook. And I would get flagged all the time for copyright, and so I was like, whatever, Mark Zuckerberg.
You got flagged on Facebook for copyright?
Yeah.
Facebook
back,
is not
back
really...
in the day.
Facebook just let anything go now. They're like, fuck that.
So I was like, fine, I'm going to post these videos on like this YouTube thing so I can just send my friends the link. And of course, it didn't immediately register that anybody can see the videos I'm posting.
Yeah.
So just time would pass and I would find people that I liked on YouTube and we would like become friends. And this was in the days of like video responses. So like, it's kind of like tags now, but people would do video responses and you would have this big conversation with your YouTube friends. And so over time, I just started doing that. And then,
what type of videos were you making?
Kind of the same ones that I make now, just like storytelling with some humor. And
they would have music in the background. That's why they would get flagged. Okay.
And so then I just started getting into natural hair. And so I did the whole natural hair video thing. But my natural hair videos always had a little bit of humor to them because I'm not gonna be like serious about it. So and then that kind of died off because I don't do anything to my hair. And
okay, side note. Okay, so the natural hair community I know is very, very important and crucial for Black women to, discover themselves. But there is something kind of absurd about it. No, there's something kind of absurd to me about like this being a thing. I don't know.
I mean, it's weird that we had to go on the internet to watch a video of someone washing their hair to understand how to like take care of our own hair. That's weird.
I think, the absurdity for me is like the fact that I can sit and watch somebody do their hair for like hours. Like that's weird.
It's weird. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
And have you ever tried to explain YouTube to like somebody older?
Like my parents?
Or like, have you ever tried to explain like even like a like an unboxing video or like a haul video, and it's like you're sitting and watching
somebody else shop, okay? Somebody else's purchases.
Something that you ain't never gonna get. Anyways, back to you starting a YouTube channel, growing it, finding an audience.
Just over time, through natural hair, through comedy, I would get more and more subscribers. I've never paid attention to the number of subscribers because I'm not really consistent on my YouTube channel. I just kind of like dip in, dip out when I feel like it. And so here I am. So
you didn't start YouTube thinking that this was going to be a career?
No. And it's not my career currently.
Okay, that's important. People think that YouTubers make like $1 million.
Then, maybe like 20 of them do. So yeah, I never thought, because I started so long ago when there wasn't even monetization. Like, I remember the day that YouTube opened up monetization to like everybody, and people were like, oh my god, you mean I can like apply and get approved? So of course I did it, made my little like $5 a month, you know what I'm saying, in the beginning. And so yeah, so I never thought it would pay a bill.
It really was just about you creating these little things for people you knew.
People I knew, and then after a while it was creating them for people I just knew from the internet.
So does it get weird? Does it get weird when you start to amass a following? Like, is it weird when people are like, hey girl, like...
It is weird because in the being a YouTuber is never in the front of my brain. So let's say I'm out and about somewhere and someone's like, oh, I immediately assume, oh my gosh, I met them and I forgot their name. So
no,
I'm
girl,
like,
you're famous.
So am I supposed to? I'm like, girl, you don't know me, and I'm like, oh, okay, how you doing? I'm Evelyn. Hey, nice to meet you. So, it is weird because people know a lot about me. Well, what I show, and I don't know anything about the people who watch my videos. So it is like unbalanced in that way.
I think a lot of people came to know you. Was it April or August? Were you like committed to doing like 30 like a video every single day? And you uploaded them to YouTube, uploaded a lot of them to Facebook, and they like went viral because they were great.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that one of the reasons why you decided to do that was you were trying to find discipline and you wanted to make sure you were just doing the work. I'm interested in the difficulties that you've had in like being consistent with your creativity.
Because, okay, people like to clown Lauryn Hill because she was talking about she needs the energies. Remember, she was like, I need to be like, the stars need to align. But it's true. Like, if I'm not feeling up for making a video, if I'm not feeling up for editing, or just all the extra work that comes with it, maybe I'm working on other things that are more important to me at that time, or I'm just not feeling particularly inspired, I feel like that comes through in the video. And so the last thing I want is to post a video for the sake of posting a video, and then the comments are like, you seem a little off today. I'm like, yes, I'm also human. It's also Tuesday, you know what I'm saying? So
okay, yes, but you know, what are the reasons why people are obsessed with Beyonce? You know, even people who don't like her music, is because she is just a machine, like workaholic machine.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering, do you ever think about the fact that not being able to set that schedule and, you know, crank it out every week or whatever, that's hindering your ability to succeed?
Absolutely. So I'm completely aware that that's a sacrifice that I make. Like, not being consistent means my relevance, if you want to call it that, in terms of like internet currency, declines over time. Because I mean, let's say I haven't posted a video in like 2 weeks. That's easily 7 years in internet time.
That's a long time.
So I do feel pressure to post regularly, but at the same time, I want to post quality videos. Yeah. So
that's more.
I'm still trying to figure it out.
You posted a video, I think during one of your betas, when you're talking about being the friend with the messy car.
Hey, come on. Oh, girl, hold on. I am that friend with the dirty car.
Which I'm also the friend with the messy car.
Really?
Yeah. And I have a lot of anxiety, and I understand that is directly linked to the fact that, like, I hire somebody to clean my house, and now I have to make sure my car is detailed. My messiness was directly linked to the fact that, like, I just live, like, with a veneer of just, like, anxiousness, like, all the time.
Interesting.
And a lot of creative people are just very anxious. And
I'm not.
You're not anxious at all. Interesting.
When my car is messy and my house is messy, I feel like at peace. Like the mess doesn't bother me. Like I truly don't see the mess, which is opposite from my brother, who, like, I'm very chill. He's chill too, but he keeps everything clean and neat because if he is anxious, he wants to be in control of at least one thing.
Interesting. Yeah.
Whereas me, I will literally open a bottle of something in the car and then, like, do this. Okay. And I'm like, like, it feels good.
To not have to concern yourself with it. Interesting.
Yes.
That's interesting.
And so then when I do clean my house, it's more of like, I gotta clean my house because people are coming and I don't want them to, you know, like, that's the anxiousness.
You don't want people to be concerned that you're like a hoarder. Yeah. That's fair. No, I've been through that panic too, but I guess for a completely different reason. Do you have YouTube goals?
Oh. No.
Okay.
Because YouTube might go away. It
That's
won't
a real thing.
Anytime soon, but in the grand scheme of life, it's gonna go away. So I don't necessarily have any goals to reach a certain number of subscribers. I don't, you know, like,
you're like so like a creative, like in the purest.
Like, I would like YouTube to help me do other things, but because YouTube didn't exist when I was a kid, it was never part of my goals. So maybe now I use YouTube maybe as like a launching pad for something else, or a medium for other forms of expression that I previously growing up didn't have. You know, when I was growing up, I could only be like TV, film, you know, and now there's like internet. So YouTube has added another aspect of my goals, but I don't have any YouTube specific goals.
Okay, so TV, film, that's what you that's your passion.
Yeah, so my field is journalism, so I'm interested in everything nonfiction. So documentaries, web series, drawing in the internet side, storytelling.
Do you consider yourself to be an ambitious person?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So how does that ambition, your ambition manifests itself in making sure that things are quality before they go out? Okay. I am a very avid tweeter. I tweet a lot. And I also stalk people's Twitters a lot.
All right.
And I was looking at your Twitter and you were tweeting about like frustration about like love languages, like the words of affirmation thing. Okay. So like,
oh my God, are you a words of affirmation love language?
You know what? I thought I was until I dated somebody who was a words of affirmation love language. And I was like, this is... Can we be quiet? Like, I don't have anything more to say. Like,
yes.
So no, I'm not.
Okay.
But I've definitely been with somebody who was, and I was like, so this is awkward.
This is too much.
This is a lot.
Too much.
What do you find difficult about that?
Okay, so my love language is quality time.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like, with words of affirmation people, and that being their love language, it's pretty frustrating because I could spend all the time in the world with them. I could, you know what I'm saying, travel across oceans, states, spend $1,000 on gas. But if I didn't verbally tell you that I love you or value you, then I must you're unsure of our relationship. And I'm like, but I'm here though.
Yeah.
Like if I didn't like you, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah. Like think about what I've sacrificed to be. Yeah.
So
I've definitely had that argument.
That's the toughest part about words of affirmation, especially because I don't think there's any way to bring up that someone you're in a relationship with, whether it's romantic or platonic, your family or whatever, it's hard to bring up that, hey, you're not really affirming me enough. And then if the person responds and affirms you, you always feel like you forced them to affirm you. And it's like, it's not natural for me to be like, hey, you look nice. What's up? Oh my gosh, I love you so much. Your hair looks great. Another
thing for me is that I'm kind of a solitary person. Like I live kind of by myself in a bubble a lot, and so I feel like me being in your presence is me showing you, like me coming out of the cocoon is like the clearest way that I can show you that I'm here, that I care, right? But me having to take time away from like my little bubble and like always having like to check in, it almost feels like I have to be a babysitter sometimes. Yeah, I tweeted it. I was like, there's no way to talk to words of affirmation people without sounding like you're talking to a preschooler on the edge. Yeah. And like, you was kind, you was smart. Like, what do you want me to say? Yeah. So I don't know. So is it like that only people who have the same love languages should be together? Because I recognize that you should get what you need from your partner. Yeah. But I also recognize that like I have things that I need to do with my life, and it can't be.
Yeah. That's a tough one. 'Cause, for example, acts of service is not my particular love language, but it comes easy to me to do things for someone else. Because again, that's a version of quality time. So I'm that person who will be like, hey, I'm at the store. I know you said you were sick. Do you want medicine? And I'll just like get the medicine, swing by your house, drop it off. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, and some people who never receive acts of service and that's their love language, like, you mean you would go to the grocery store for me? I'm like, girl, it's nothing. Like, it's nothing. So I think it's finding, you don't have to have the exact same love language, but you do have to have like ones that come easy.
Yeah.
Or you could put in the work. Whatever.
Yeah. Like, we have stuff to do. Yeah. I have stuff to do. All right. So have you ever been heartbroken?
Nope.
Never
been in love.
Really?
Icebox where my heart used to be.
Okay, no, that's because you're a young person. So I literally just had my first experience with this, and now that it's happened and I've been through and it's over, I'm like, okay, well, check that off. Like, the next thing.
Move along, yeah.
Whatever. You have a day job.
I do.
Do people assume that you just do, like, you just make videos? Like,
yes!
Okay.
It's the wildest thing. I'll get phone calls at, like, 1:30 p.m. And I'm like, bro, I'm at work. Like, what are you calling me for? Can this be an email? Or a lot of people assume I live in Los Angeles or New York or Atlanta. I'm like, I live in Austin, Texas. Like, do you got a plane ticket for me? Or,
That's
like,
real.
what is we really talking about? So, yeah.
Do you, because I know you said that you wanted to work in film and television, and you live in Austin, do you think that living here you can make your dreams a reality?
I feel like here in Austin it's more of like you can be a big fish in a little pond.
Okay.
So I feel like everyone is so pressed to go to LA or New York or even Atlanta, and it's like, but who are you over there? Like, you're nobody. So I feel like everyone should try to make a name for themselves where they are. And when they've reached like the max name for themselves, then they can leave. You'll still be a nobody, but at least you'll have some leverage.
And you being the type of creative person that you are, that makes sense. If you're not like the hyper competitive person, then it makes sense that you would just be like, I'm just gonna make my life here.
Yeah, I don't plan on leaving, but I mean, I could for the right price.
So let's talk about Beyonce.
Yes.
So,
her shirt.
Yes, I went to the Formation tour and I bought a bootleg t-shirt off of
Hey, support small businesses, you know?
Support black-owned businesses. I went to the Formation tour in Houston, and afterwards I was outside and I was like, oh shit, like I forgot to get merch. I was just so like in the experience. And thankfully there was a man standing with a backpack on the corner. I was like, here you go. Yeah. And actually he was like, they're $20. And I was like rifling through and I couldn't find my 20. And he was like, how much you got? And I was like, 17. And he was like, okay, great. Great, thank you.
System, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So Beyonce, your video is in the Formation tour, in a little vignette in the Formation tour.
Yeah.
We're gonna wear our hair product free. If you got baby hairs, wear that. You got afros, wear that. We are going to do dress in the latest daily fashions, and you can stay.
Have you been to the Formation tour?
I was in Houston.
Oh.
But I don't know if you went to the first one. I went to the second one.
I was like there last week or something.
Yeah, me too.
First of all, fucking amazing.
Oh, God.
It was so good.
Oh, God.
It was so great. And I literally was like, shit, I need to work harder. Like, what am I doing in my life?
Like,
because Beyonce was working hard. Like, the whole thing.
And then she would, like, cut off the music and be like, I'm gonna give y'all a cappella so y'all hoes know that this all in the voice box, that's me.
Like Love on Top. When she did Love on Top and turned it into a fucking Negro spiritual.
I was like, this.
And it kept going up. And it was a cappella.
Yes.
I'm like, oh shit. Shit, Beyonce is real.
She's real. I used to think she was a cyborg.
That's a real angel. That's like down here to bless us.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was talking about the video that you made that is featured. So we got off on a Beyonce tangent, but that's fine because it's Beyonce. So what's it like being at the concert and seeing your face on like that huge
I was with my friend, and so when my video came on, like, she was ready to like record, and I was just like fumbling with everything. I was screaming in her recording. It's like I'm having a seizure. So I'm like, and you can just hear me in the darkness, like yelping like a puppy. And everyone around me is like, is that you?
I do feel like there was like a louder scream when your video came up.
Really?
So I was like, how many people did Evelyn bring to the concert?
I don't know. My internet cousins roll deep.
Supporters here. Where were you when you found out that you were on tour with Beyonce?
So I think the first Houston show was in May. So is it May? Yeah. So I was at home at my parents' house for Mother's Day weekend. And so it's like 10 o'clock at night or whatever. I get a text from one of my college friends, and it's just like an expletive, just like, excuse me? And so I'm like, what is wrong with him? Like, what is this for me? And so then I see, on iPhone, the little bubble that's like someone's still typing, and I'm like, let me just wait and see. And so it's a video. It's like a 40-second long video, and I just like see my face, and I'm like, I don't understand. And then I'm like, is this at the... Where are you right now? He was like, I'm not Beyonce. And so then I can hear him like losing his mind in the background. And so then I made a video about it. So after I found out, me and my brother ran outside for like an hour just in the darkness.
That's crazy.
Of like North Texas suburbia. Down the street. Just like screaming and passing out.
Easy.
Yes.
One thing that I like about Beyonce is that she or her team appear to be so connected to the conversation about her that's happening. I think it would be really easy to be disconnected from that stuff because you're motherfucking Beyonce.
Yeah.
But the fact that it really seems like she understands what people are saying and she adjusts accordingly, and also makes sure to let her fans know that she sees them.
Yes.
That is like, that's so many goals. I really, really appreciate that about her. Do you think about the future a lot? Are you a planner?
No. So my goal for 2016 was to be more visionary.
Okay.
Because I'm not visionary.
That seems vague, so I would like to know, what does that mean?
I'm someone who does things because they're cool or they're fun at the time or it's an experience I think that's worth having. But as far as like, why am I doing this? What's the end game? Like, how will this am I positioning myself a certain way to set me up for XYZ in the future? I never really think that way. So this year I've been trying to do more of that. It's hard.
So be more like a type A and like...
I guess. I don't really plan things. I think about the future in vague terms. So like, I want to be doing this. I don't know how I'm going to get there.
Okay.
I don't have a plan, but I'm just going to be doing this. Hopefully.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, I am interested in...
Continue.
Why did you decide to... So you went to UT.
I did.
Why did you decide to stay in Austin?
Why did I decide? I mean, Texas is really all I know. I mean, I grew up in Louisiana and Texas. And so I grew up in North Texas, the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And I didn't really see anything for myself there. So when I came down here for college in Austin, I was like, okay, it's the capital. There's like some film stuff happening.
Yeah, it's like artsy.
Yeah, it's artsy. And so when I graduated, I left, briefly went to Phoenix, random, and then came back to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I was like, I just want to go to Austin, where everything's familiar. I didn't necessarily, nobody was here because I graduated early, so all my friends, by the time I came back to Austin, had left.
Have gone.
So there wasn't like anybody that I was coming to like hang out with. It was just a familiar city, and I like that. So I also like how small Austin is, and I mean, it's a pro and a con that there aren't that many black people here, but I know all the black people. Yes, all of them.
All right, Evelyn, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you're drinking. Thank you.
Thank you.